South Piedmont Conference Championship from Memorial Stadium. It's the A.O. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis hosting the Spiders of Concord. Iron One, I'm Randy Whitley along with Larry Mason, and greetings on simply a fantastic night for football. About 10 or 12,000 folks are here, and it seems like this is a repeat or a broke record. The last 4 years it's come down between these two.
And they just want it to keep happening, keep happening, keep happening.
You got bragging rights, you got the battle for the bell. More importantly for Concord, other than maybe with a win tonight, but their possibility, they really have a must-win situation almost.
If they want to, they're guaranteed to go into the playoffs. This win tonight will take care of it. I think that really gives Concord maybe that mental edge in the game. I don't know.
Of course, Kannapolis wants to finish undefeated in the season, get that #1 spot, and the possibility of being at home 4 straight playoffs. But you got to take them one at a time. They got to get by the Spiders tonight.
Right. And Coach Harding said we're greedy and we want the whole ball of wax and we want the conference championship, and it means a lot to them, and there's a lot of pride riding on this.
How do you feel about this one, Coach?
I think that there's a lot of people here, really trying to look at it today, Randy, and figure, well, who has the edge? Who has the edge? I really can't see that anybody out here does tonight. So who makes the mistakes? The mental mistakes, if any's made, may cost somebody a game. The kicking game, if it messes up, may cost somebody a game. Other than that, I think they'll play sound football.
Hey, I'm ready to tee it off. As Bruce Harding would say, we're just glad to be a part of it. Back with more pregame after this. Back to Memorial Stadium. Overflow crowd indeed here for tonight's battle between Kannapolis and Concord, and they're everywhere they could possibly sit and slide and hang on. And
I think I see a few across the street on the roof over there, Randy. I'm pretty sure.
I tell you, to say this is not a big game may be an understatement. Let's take a look at some of those interesting facts from this series. First off, the current conditions as far as A.O. Brown is concerned. You see excellent defense, allowing just 8 points a game while scoring at a 33.3 per game clip. They have won 24 straight at home. An interesting stat, I did not realize that. Their last loss, incidentally, Larry, was in 1989, early in the season against Statesville. The year they won the state championship.
That's a lot of games to win at home. That gives you a lot of confidence to play on this field.
You look at Concord, meanwhile, 6-1 and 8-1 overall. They allow just 9 points a game on defense while scoring nearly 30 points a game. And you may have made reference to it the first of the year. The 7 seniors playing, this will be their 4th Bell game, and actually 4th Concord-Kannapolis game, but they have been together for, ever how many years, led by Kenny Robinson and Nancy and Graham and Udi and all of those guys.
And that really means a lot. That gives you a lot of cohesiveness to have those youngsters that have played together and been in the big games. I think it'd be an understatement to say we'd probably have 2 of the better premier 3A teams in the state here.
Let's take a look at the Kannapolis offense. You see senior Andy Smith will start at quarterback. Keenan Lott, Butler, Parks, Johnson, Teal, Marlowe, Lynn, Gregory, Belcher, and Carl Banks. And what is that I see behind the lineups? Is this, they stole the horse from Florida State, didn't they?
Well, I don't know. Florida State would be mad if they did.
Well, they just spiked it. At least it's not on fire, is it?
No, but that's a pretty thing, isn't it?
I hope these 10,000 plus fans don't spook him there. That's unreal.
Every year, you just don't know, do you?
Now, you may mention of the Bell game, 30-20 last year, 20-19 the year before. Boy, that was a finish. And then 16-14 in 1989. And all of those games have decided the South Piedmont Conference Championship. The state semifinal in 91, Kannapolis was a winner. Came back 4 weeks later and defeated Concord 21-7. And for the record, as the Wonders enter the stadium, 34, 24, and 4 ties in the series. We won't have to worry about noise tonight, Larry Mason.
I think that the folks won't even need to turn the TV up to hear this noise, Randy.
We're going to keep it right right here is the Concord Spiders will be next. These seniors making their final appearance. Coach E.Z. Smith, we made mention of it. There's one of them, Jay Graham. Boy, what an integral part he is going to be playing tonight. Of course, it takes more than one to win a game, but he has carried more than his share this season.
It really has. And Randy, this is the type of game, you talk about the games that college scouts want to see. This is the game that college scouts want to see. They get out to see the big ball games. They want to see how these kids perform in a game. And there's not many youngsters that get to play in a high school game like this anywhere.
Well, I don't think they're taking this game for granted. They are fired up amidst the smoke, and the Spiders did make the trip. I don't think they would miss it for anything
I
in the
don't
world.
believe you. They could have walked over here probably.
As they let the balloons go, battle of the bands, battle of the fans. It's going to be decided in the trenches for sure. Speaking of trenches, Woody Kane, one of our camera folks, and able expert in football, told us the field kind of muddy in the middle between the hash marks. That could be a problem later in the game.
As the game wears on, it could be. It's cool. Well, it's going to turn right cold, I think, before the night's over. It's not bitter cold, but it's going to be a little bit different than what these youngsters have been used to playing in.
From about you see the 50 there, the yard that on out, the sidelines are in pretty good shape. Let's go to the center of the field and get the customary coin toss and introduction to captains.
Captain Robinson! Captain Robinson, Captain Belcher right here. Introduce yourself, fellas. Okay, gentlemen, shake it up now. I'm Mr. Villis, your referee. Mr. Hans, your umpire. Mr. Butch Kinley is your head linesman. Over here we have the other two officials, Larry Diggs, and over here Bob Johnson, your back judge. All right, gentlemen, we're going to call you green, the home team, and white is the visiting team. Listen up, guys. And when I call for a captain on the penalty tonight, you come to me as soon as you can, okay? I'm going to call twice. Tonight, once you make a decision, you may not change that decision, you understand? Okay, Captain Robinson, you're the visitor. I have a quarter, heads on one side and tails on the other. I'm going to call it in the air. I'll think you call it in the air, you call it back. You ready? Call it. Head. Head. He called it head. It is a head. You won the toss. You have the option to receive. Kit, you want to receive? Okay. Which goal do you want to defend? Defend the scoreboard. Now go over and face me, Green. Come over here, White. Right over here. White's won the toss. They won the toss. They're going to receive, gentlemen. Going this way, guys. Shake hands and bring your teams out. Good luck.
Didn't take them long to make their mind up, did it, Larry?
No, I think they knew what they wanted coming out here. Do you hear the excitement? Even in the referees' voices. They're ready to play it. Over Milt Vilas down there. He's ready to get this one on the road. He's a good one. They've got a good crew tonight.
We didn't even need to mic him, I don't believe. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for Concord on offense. You've got senior Kenny Robinson, the 6', 175-pounder. You've got Massey and Graham in the backfield, two seniors, and they'll carry most of the load. Favorite targets, you got Black and Chandler. What a great offensive line with Goodman, Craver, Spanar, Hartzell, Williams, and Robert Staten. He'll play a big part in this game as well at tight end. On defense, Porter, Udi, Reed, Tate, Chad Snoot, Robert Staten. You've got Canada, David Damon. He's going to have a big game with the linebacker or the monster back. Massey, Chipotle, and Black. There's the Kannapolis offense again. A lot of skilled players there. And on defense, Kannapolis had to rebuild this year, Larry. 11 new faces. A couple of guys going to go both ways. I don't think we have to worry about stamina at this stage of the season.
Not now. They won't even say. They'll play on adrenaline for about the first half here.
Fans are on their feet. 10,000 plus here at Memorial Stadium, and the battle for the SPC Championship 1992 is underway as Simpson kicks it to about the 12-yard line. And here's Massey skipping a tackle. 20-25 up near the 30-yard line, and that's where the Spiders will go on offense for the first time. It was Demond Torrance with the hit on the kick coverage.
And Massey got a good field position there. Massey was a man that Coach Smith mentioned Wednesday night that says, right, watch out for him. Right now he's been kind of undersung as the running back here in our stable, and he's looking for him to have a big game.
I think for this game maybe to be decided with maybe not mistakes, but the big plays, similar to maybe what we saw 2 years ago, or the 16-14 game.
I think probably so.
First and 10, and Robinson with split back there. We'll give it this time Massey for about In there defensively was Taurus Johnson, the linebacker, to trip him up.
And we're going to see Concord in that patented veer that they've been in for the past, year since Coach Smith has been at Concord. He went away from running the power offense in the wishbone and has gotten into the veer and is really happy in that. I think he feels comfortable in that. And it's not something that Kannapolis has not seen before.
You have 3 wide receivers on 2nd and 7. Toss to Graham. He cuts it in. 35, 40, 45, midfield before he's brought down. It was Keenan Lott making the tackle, but Graham almost put 6 on the board.
And that's just a big run by himself right there, Randy. He got to do the hook block there on the corner and then took it outside. And Graham's got that speed and the size to run over folks.
More clothes tonight at this stadium that we've seen all year, except easy. Have customary shorts on.
Clothes. And that talking to Coach Jim Brown this week, he said Graham's probably one of the best backs he's seen in a long time in this area, that he's really got the tools.
On the Wonder 49-yard line, Spiders opening strong. They'll give it to Graham. In the middle, secondary, 40, 35, brought down from behind at the 30, 29-yard line. Once again, Keenan Lott, the only man, maybe to catch him from behind with his speed.
As he broke the line of scrimmage, let's see if we can bring that one back up and see if we can see the initial block right there. Because they just ran the straight veer and he was able to split the seam as they had a veer block there.
Nobody home in the middle, and he just...
Well, the quick hitters. This offense really depends on the quick hitters right there.
20-yard gain of scrimmage that time for Graham, who's got it in overdrive to start off with. And they'll keep it inside the tackles once again for about 3. Graham. That was Massey.
Massey came up and got that. And that is kind of their version of the isolation play there as Massey followed Graham up into the line of scrimmage. And it'll be interesting tonight. I'm interested to see if Coach Smith is going to run any option out of this. And I also want to see if Coach Harding and his crew are going to run any option out of their offense tonight and try to put that defensive corner in a bind.
Well, the defensive front is being tested severely for the Wonders right now. It's 2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line of Daniel Brown. Robinson faked the handoff to Massey and then got maybe 2. It was Belcher and company there. So that'll set up a critical 3rd down play coming up. They're going to say his knee down at the 26-yard line.
And that's kind of their option look, and that's a whole play that Coach Smith has had in his playbook for a long, long time. And where his quarterback turns up in behind the first back and keeps the ball himself. That's a play that you have to really be concerned about when you're playing Concord. You got to be able to stop that play.
From the 26, Spiders lead to 19 for the first. Robinson to throw, complete, first down, Concord, and what a hit by Keenan Lott on number 9, Tyson Black.
And Tyson came across the middle for the little slant right there, went up for the ball, made the good catch, and Robinson does a good job of setting in for the football. See back and Smith and Robinson, this is going to be a heck of a football game because those 2 guys aren't going to panic tonight. They're going to stay in and do what it takes to get the game won.
They needed 7, they got 7.5 there.
Guys, get back and win for the football.
We played 3.5 minutes. Opening drive of the game. Spiders on the move with 1st and 10 at the 19. And they give the Graham. He busted out and gets down near the 11-yard line.
And he's just running a straight veer off tackle. They're turning the guard in, turning the defensive end out and the tackle in and letting him pick the seam in there.
Saying he's not pumped is, I don't know.
Well, I tell you, I think this is about as hard as we've seen him run the football in a long time.
12-yard line is where they'll mark it. It's 2nd down and 4 Spiders. White, all white uniforms with black helmets trimmed in gold. And almost a mix-up there. I believe the Kannapolis penetration was there and had a lot to do with that play.
I think so, and I see Belcher getting up there, and you know where Belcher's at. He's going to draw a crowd because he's going to be around the football. And I think there was some penetration there that really stopped that play. And I think probably what you have to do against Concord is you better stop it before it gets going, because when it gets going, it's going to get some yardage.
Fans on their feet on 3rd and 4. We are early, folks, and it's already dramatic. At the 12-yard line, Robinson with a toss to Massey. Cuts it inside, he's going to be close. I don't think he had it, but they're in 4-down territory nonetheless inside the 10.
He looks like he's just a little bit short there as he took the tall sweep and cut it back in. Well, really, he took the quick pitch. It was more of a quick pitch than it was a tall sweep.
Well, what do you do, Coach? You're down there. You got 4th down and not much. You're inside the 10. If you go for it and don't get it.
Oh, well, it's easy for me to call because I'm up here, but I give the ball to Graham and I say, go get the yard right here.
Of course, it may be first down. They're going to bring the chains out. Those guys getting an early appearance. Here's the stretch, and they got a good spot, it looks like. Oh, it's so close.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's about as good as camera work.
About an inch and a half.
Tell the quarterback to keep it and sneak that thing up in there that far, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, really, just tell the center to keep it and tell the quarterback to push it up underneath it.
That's the old pooch play, right? Here we go, folks. It's 4th and an inch. Full house backfield for the Spiders. 2 wide receivers this time for Kenny Robinson and company. Graham, first down, Spiders. They'll have it 1st and goal just inside the 5.
You got a stable of big horses, you give it to the big one and let him carry it for a little bit. I think this may be the most inspired that we have really seen Graham play.
4 first downs in this drive. And
10 plays so
10
far.
plays. Ball control, folks. On 1st and goal, Graham again caught from behind. He got about 2. It was Belcher who got him from behind. And then it was a few other folks like Carl Banks finishing him off.
As intense as the games were last year, I'm not so sure that this game is more intense than either of the 2 games that we saw last year. They were about as intense as you can get. There just seems to be a general feeling of it out here.
This keeps growing every year, doesn't it? 2nd and goal, Spiders at the 3-yard line. They go with a quick count, and Robinson hands off, and nothing for Graham. There's about 5 green shirts. And now the defense says, you're not going to do it on us this time, folks, as Belcher was there, Homer Gregory.
And I think Carl Banks really led the charge right there. Carl was really the one that seemed to stand everything up right in the middle. That's just a great defensive charge right there.
We've got a timeout called on the field. 6:02 to go, opening period. 3rd and goal at the 5 when we come back. As we return to Memorial Stadium, sometimes your best defense, you've said it many times, Coach, is your offense. The Spiders, since taking the opening kickoff, have occupied the ball for 5 minutes, 58 seconds.
So, if you don't give it to the other team, they sure can't score with it.
Here's play number 12 coming up in this drive, and it's a big one as the fans are up again. 3rd and goal at the 5.
I think we're going to come to this side.
Robinson keeps it. He'll cut it in, and it will be a touchdown Concord. Waiting on the signal. They were expecting maybe gambling on Graham or Massey, and Robinson carried it that time, and that's the extra dimension you have on the Spider
It
offense.
really is, and he's such a good running back when he does keep the football. And if we can bring that one back up after the extra point, we'll take a look at that. The thing that they do there is they stretch it to the corner.
Greg Goodman kicks it up. It's short, but it gets across the crossbar.
Just enough to get over. They stretch it to the corner right there, and then they just let Robinson pick the hole.
13 plays and 70 yards, and Robinson taking it to the last 5. We'll be back with the Spider kickoff in just a moment. As we return to Memorial Stadium, let's take a look at that Concord Spider touchdown just a moment ago.
And they dive Graham inside, and Robinson just picks that hole and dives over. They kind of faked me out because I was telling you, I really thought they were going to quick pitch the ball to Graham and let him take it to the corner and pick a hole along the way. And that's what's so tough with that offense is once you get in close and you stretch it, all they have to do is have that little seam, and they can get 3 or 4 yards.
5 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the opening period. The Wonder offense will get the ball for the first time in the game as number 11, Walker Collier, kind of kicks it on the ground. Lot fields at about the 13-yard line, and unfortunate break. They say he was on his knee when he fielded it, and that's where Kannapolis will have to start as a few pleasantries are exchanged on the field right there.
Well, they were talking to each other. I think, Randy, when you and I were down there before the game even started, they were getting in a few pleasantries.
It was the fans and the players, I believe.
It really was. Chit-chatting back and forth.
Oh, yeah. So just, how's the pizza over here? I heard it's real good.
That's right. And Kannapolis certainly didn't get good field position out of that as they called him down on the catch.
And the Wonders, led by senior Andy Smith at quarterback, come up to the line for the first time. One setback for the Wonders. And they'll take the delay. Here's the line around the left side. 15, 20, 25, 30. Cuts it in. 38-yard line. Finally, before number 55 made the tackle on that. I didn't see it. May have been 65.
And that's just pure speed right there as they ran the delay and they froze the linebackers in there just a little bit, Randy. And if we can run that one back up and take a look at that, we'll try to see if they freeze the linebackers.
Oh, you were talking about, we've seen that, this must be the year for that play. We saw it, we've seen it a lot.
We won't be able to see that, but they do. What they do is they freeze those linebackers in as they come back in the eye right here with motion.
And they'll give it to Foster, who's checked in. He got maybe a yard that time. Dennis Foster, number 34. We didn't see him in the Northwest game last week. Still trying to nurse that injury back.
And I think we're really going to see two explosive offenses tonight. And either team can score from anywhere on the field. I think they both have just proven that. Anywhere on the field that they can take the football the length of the field.
Well, when you got your guy named Keenan Lottier at your 13, he gets you about, 26 yards on one carry. That gets you in pretty good field position. Get your backs out of the end zone. And will be Foster again. Having it back up. And finally, Ray Massey hung on for dear help, but it's going to be near the first down marker at about the 48-yard line.
And Foster followed the block up in there on the isolation right there and was able to pick the seam in there right there off guard and made a good run out of it. It looked like he was going to go down on the initial hit, but he was able to keep his feet moving and gain some yardage on that.
Third down and short now. Right at the 48-yard line. Less than a yard for the Wonders. Foster again. Cuts it out. First down. Spider territory for the first time tonight. Down to the 46-yard line. Foster's having looks like he's doing what he wants to out there.
It really is, and they took that in and they were going inside on the isolation, but he's doing a good job of starting at the initial point and then being able to just maybe take that little side step and go on up into a seam there.
And you see that field, the footing is the best it's going to be right now, especially right about here on down because nobody's played on it yet.
Well, it looks like in the big K is probably where it's going to be the most slippery.
They send the man in motion, break the delay, give it to the line. Tripped up. At about the 39-yard line.
It looked like Chad Slick was able to come up right there, Randy, and turn that back inside as they were running their long trap. They run that long trap play where they pull the tackle, offside tackle, bring it all the way across the line of scrimmage, and either they're going to either kick you out there or they're going to try to hook you and run off of that.
Well, we saw one pass in the Concord drive. The Wonders have yet to put it in the air, but we know they're very capable. 3 wides this time on 2nd and 8. They'll go to the lot. He's trying to get outside. Good block from Belcher, but the pursuit catches up from behind, and what a hit. Mercy. I believe that was Damon. Damon is wearing 55 tonight instead of 44.
Like he's changed the numbers a little hard to read from front, but that was Damon that came up and made the big stick right there. As Lott was following Belcher there again on the outside. Well, I want to call it a trap, but I don't know exactly what they call it in their terminology.
Pretty good play.
Well, it really ends up, when he gets that wide, it ends up being a sweep.
Wonders a little bit confused on offense. They will use their first time out here in the first half. 2:23 to go, opening period. 3rd down and 8 for Kannapolis. Miners leading early, 7-0. Randy Whitley along with Larry Mason back at Memorial Stadium as you see the Wonder Brain Trust. There's the Wonder offense. Big play here coming up. 3rd down and they'll need 8.
You know, Randy, I think the Concord defense really was put to a test last week, and you know they must have come into this game feeling good about themselves after shutting out North Moran last week.
At the 43-yard line of Concord, it is Smith back to pass. All the time in the world. Dumps it upfield, complete. Titus Thompson gets away, breaks the tackle, and goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. What a great move by the split end, the senior, who didn't have the first down initially, but shook the tackle off.
No, he didn't. And Titus, what made that play go certainly was the catch. But then the second effort got the first down. The catch made the play, and the second effort made it go.
And all the time in the world for Smith to throw, too. Offensive line kept those Spiders out. That 29-yard line, they'll set it down this time. First down. And Johnson is into the backfield. And, well, he is rudely greeted into this game by number 72, Jermaine Reed, the defensive tackle.
Reed and Sloop both got up in there. And I tell you, that time, Concord won the battle of the line right in there. We can talk about the battle of the bell, but the battle of the bell is going to be determined right in there in the battle of the line.
Yeah, that guy right there with the shorts on, he was a pretty good lineman in his time in the Battle of the Bell series.
He really was, and has been in quite a few of these.
A loss of 1 back to the 30 as we're inside 90 seconds to go, opening period. Concord on top early, 7-0. And it will be Smith. Play fake, breaks a tackle, pumps it upfield, complete, and look out, here's Parks in the open. Brought down from behind at the 14-yard line. Oh, a game of inches, Larry Mason. They almost had the QB sack, and instead they got the first down.
It was, and we're going to bring this up again, and I'm going to make a guess here. That was a broken play.
Yep.
I think the whole thing was broken. I think that Andy Smith was going to throw the ball, then he was going to run the ball, and then he decided to throw it again. And once it was caught down there by Perkins, well, not Perkins.
Parks.
Caught by Parks. The Parks made the big play out of it.
Here come the Wonders again, up the middle, down inside the 10-yard line this time. That is number 34 running the football. That's Dennis Foster. Tell you got to keep your eyes peeled because Bruce is going to put in a number of running backs out there.
It really is, but you know, sometimes it's those plays that just kind of create them on. They go out there and they just become creative, and the youngsters do it. I think that play before that was one that we saw.
2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line. Lott skips a tackle, goes inside the 5, fumble on the football. Let's see who's got it, or was it blown dead? There's a big battle for it down there.
Randy, I don't know what's going to happen. I think that Kannapolis going to keep it, but the clock's going to tick down right here, and this quarter's over. Can you believe that? We've had 2 exchanges with the football. Concord's had it, now Kannapolis has had it, and this one's over. That's a heck of a football game.
It is. It's going to be enough for the first down. They say he was down at the 3-yard line. The ball scooted out. It was caused by the ground, the fumble, and that will be it. The first 12 minutes of the 63rd meeting between the two teams is history. Spiders winning the first quarter, 7-0. At Memorial Stadium, Wonders now within just 3 yards of getting this one a little tighter. They're down 7-0. First and goal to 3. Line it up. Offset the one back. And go with the tailback. Lott, he's in. Touchdown, Wonders. The folks on the Kannapolis side have been waiting all night to throw the toilet paper rolls.
And that was just our isolation. If we can see that again, and we'll just let you listen to the crowd noise as he follows right up in. They block out, and he picks the path in there behind Johnson, and isolation right in there.
Now Ormondson on to hold, and it will be senior Tim Hyman on the extra point. There's the shot of the line, folks. That's where it's going to be won tonight for sure. Snap, spot, Hyman's kick is up. It's a new ball game. 11:58 to go in the first half. It's tied at 7. Wonders tying it up. 12 plays, 87 yards. After Concord had taken it to the length of the field, one thing is for sure, there ain't no cheap drive so far in this game.
Let me give you some first quarter stats right here. We're going to count that touchdown that got scored in the second quarter, but those first quarter stats, Kannapolis had 53 yards rushing and 29 passing. Concord had 63 yards rushing and 7 passing.
Simpson kicks it deep, and there's the man we saw in the Northwest game last week, Gray Massey. Massey and a formal introduction to Edward McCormick.
And McCormick is just really, I tell you, he's turned it up a notch, and he gets down there with Belcher. I think Belcher taught him how to get the football, or either he taught Belcher, or either they've been learning from each other. They get down the field and they get around the football.
Well, they're both seniors, so they ought to know how to do that.
Well, Randy, this game's going to take on some kind of tone here. Now, we're either going to see Concord drive this ball down here, we're going to see the team settle down and play into some solid defense, or we're going to see a game that's about 50 to 50.
It's 1st and 10 at the 20. Play fake. Robinson trying to go around the corner. Wonders will they? He breaks the tackle and he's down the sidelines, but they say he stepped out of bounds. What a great individual effort by Kenny
It
Robinson.
really was, because he just pulled away and broke out of most of those tackles. And I take it back, it can't be 50-50, because if each team gets one touchdown each quarter, what's it going to end up being?
28-20.
Yeah, and then we'll have to play overtime, and that may make it 50-50.
And the playoffs start next week, so they have to be finished by what? About Tuesday, I would
This
say.
may be one of those games that they play about 5 overtimes in.
Well, it's something we haven't had in this series the last few years, have we?
No, we really haven't.
We haven't had an OT game this year, so maybe we're saving the best for last.
I tell you, we haven't used the word, that catchword focus has seemed to have gone out this year. I think this is the most focused and the most intense we've seen either one of these teams play this year.
An 18-yard gain for Robinson, and he'll give it to Graham, and he's up the middle and into the secondary and down to the Wonder 48-yard line. Jay Graham has busted it, folks.
Well, if you're wondering whether Graham came to play or not, I think he's answered that question right off the bat.
That's all you worry about is the kid got enough steam. He has really put it in overdrive.
He's pumped, and the offensive line's giving him a little seam in there. That's all he needs. He doesn't need a big old hole. He just needs a little seam to run through.
About 14 yards on that particular carry. And here comes Concord. 11 minutes to go. First half tied at 7. Robinson split back here. And he gives it to Massey, and he's going nowhere. Maybe a yard. Good individual effort to get back that yard. As I believe 55, Scott Sadler, the nose guard, got him initially.
And that's just a little crossing action right there. We haven't seen that much. You don't see, over the years, we haven't seen Concord do that much misdirection. We don't see a lot of misdirection. Now, every now and then, Coach Smith will throw in some type of trick play, if you want to call it that, where he'll have somebody out of the ordinary throw the football. He may throw it out to split in and then have a split in throw it. We've seen him do that, but we don't see a lot of misdirection.
A gain of 1. It's 2nd and 9. Wonder 47. Quick count. They fake the toss and go up the middle. Here's Graham. He's got some room down to the Kannapolis 33-yard line. And you'll move the sticks, young man. That's exactly what they're going to do.
I'll tell you, he is inspired. I don't know what somebody said to him, but he is really playing an inspired football game.
Well, when the Concord offense is clicking, you got Massey, you got Robinson, you got Graham. You got to give up something. And maybe right now the Wonder's saying, well, let's give him up the middle. And that's what he's taking. That's 14 yards on the last 2 carries for Graham.
You do, and Kannapolis, hey, that's not like playing against a bad defense. That's one of the best defenses in the state right there.
It's 1st and 10. Here's Graham up the middle again, and he may take it all the way. Touchdown, Concord.
I tell you, when he broke the seam, it was just like it was like a shot right there.
Mercy.
I tell you, once he got through the seam, it was like he was a sprinter. He got the football at full stride and never slowed down. I hope we can propel him back up right here.
Took the Spiders about a minute.
Let's watch it right here, Randy. They turned out, and he caught the seam right there. And it was just free sailing all the way.
Touchdown number 21 of the year for the senior running back from Concord. Took Concord 2 minutes, about 13 seconds to go 5 plays and 80 yards and reclaim the lead. Now it will be Walker Collier trying to add the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is on its way, hits the crossbar, and bounces back. That's one of those things.
I'm not going to say it's going to come back to haunt him, but I will say I think every point that's put on the board tonight is going to be important.
13-7. Concord kickoff coming up.
As we come back to the kickoff here by Concord, Kannapolis was in the game this year. One thing I think Kannapolis has got going for them also is that they've been through a couple of games this year, but they were behind and they had to come back. So we won't see either one of these teams panic by being behind.
Well, you remember the Statesville game a couple of years ago?
that was a big thing that Coach Harding talked about Wednesday night was in the Statesville game this year having to come back.
Well, they scored a few points in that one. I think it was 39-34 as Collier ready for the Spider kickoff. And he kind of deadens it a little bit as it rolls down to about the 16-yard line. And Watt, who can tie it up here in about 10 seconds if he gets an opening. He'll get a good return anyway out to the 37-yard line. And the Wonders offense will have good field position.
Better field position than they started that last drive with.
Well, folks, talk about the adrenaline. I've been on papers here for the last few minutes. This has been impressive.
This is going to be one of those where I think the folks want to sit down the last quarter.
You talk about all the rivalry and all this stuff. Hey, let's get out there and play it, folks. That's the fun part.
Yeah, they can talk about everything, but what it comes down to is what those 22 kids on the field do with it.
Wonders are 2 wide and split backs this time. 9:18 to go, opening half. 13-7 Concord, and it will be Foster up to the 40-yard line. Perkins, number 22, one of the initial tacklers for the Spiders. Tell these folks get to see some offense here in the first 14 minutes of this game. They need something to cheer about. A little cool out
It
there.
really has. It's turned football weather for us right here.
Up here in the mid-40s at kickoff, and the wind chill is down even lower than that. So it's football weather indeed. Smith cranks it up. What a catch. Number 5 hung on. I don't see how. That was Stacy Butler. He got a good set of hands out there.
Well, Butler caught it, and Smith threw a strike right there.
That's one of those.
That one was like kind of down and outside, but he made the catch on it.
That was Andy's fastball. That was not a curve. At the 46-yard line of Concord.
I think you could say he brought the heater that time.
He did. 3-2 count. One setback this time. 2 receivers split to the bottom of your screen. They'll go on the delay, and Watt trying to get around. 45, 40. Really sandwiched at about the 38-yard line.
It really was. His Belcher pulled out to lead that out there. A lot kind of outran the block and then just got out there amongst them and was able to gain yardage.
David Damon will give him credit for the initial hit on the play, and he will go off the field right now.
You know, that's one of those plays. You know Damascus is going to run that play. You know that you've got to stop that play, but teams still have a difficult time doing it. Concord
caught with a little indecision on defense, and now E.C. Smith will be forced to use the second Concord timeout. So with 7:47 to go in the opening half, it's 13-7 Spiders. We return to Memorial Stadium, battle for the South Piedmont Conference Championship. Home folks are a little bit riled up here, but you got to get the equipment fixed, Coach.
Right, they're making an equipment adjustment right there. It's Coach Smith. They called the timeout there to get their defense where they wanted it right here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Kannapolis come back with the isolation here, Randy.
Straight I formation on 2nd and 1. They'll give it to Foster. Hit at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be close depending on the mark. Maurice Kennedy came up. And David Damon also.
There. You know Damon's going to be around the football. If they're going to play a football game and you're going to use a football, he's going to be around it. And here again, we talk about isolation. You're trying to get in a one-on-one situation with that linebacker and that fullback go out and meet him.
It was enough for the first down. So move the sticks to the 36-yard line and set it up again, Joe. Andy Smith is setting it up right now. The senior tosses this time to line. There's the seam, Larry Mason, and he's got about 15 or 11.
There's a first flag, and I think we're going to get a roughing there, face mask as they grab him around the head that made that tackle. We're either going to get a personal foul or we're going to get some type of face mask penalty right there.
Well, that's a big break for the Wonders.
And we get the face mask, and I think this is going to be the big one. When we talk about the big one, there's 2 face masks. There's the unintentional and the intentional. I think they're going to call this intentional.
After an 11-yard carry, add on the penalty, and they'll step it down. It'll go deep into Spider territory. There's the call. We could have mic'd that guy tonight.
We could. I tell you what, he would have been glad to do it for us, probably also.
He's pumped up, as you said, the first game. These guys, these officials, they love to get games like this, don't they?
Well, they're just like anybody else. They like to get into the games that really mean something and that are with this many folks there.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line at Concord. It will be Johnson inside the 10, down to about the 7. It was Ray Massey. Got him at the ankles.
If that was just a straight dive with a little isolation look in that one, it'd be tough to play against Kannapolis and defend them because they give you so many different looks. They're in the eye, they're in the split backs, they're in the offset backs, they're in the one-back set. I mean, they give you so many different looks that you have to be ready for.
And then Bruce says he calls it an outlaw offense, too.
Well, and here they are, just come to their offset backs right here.
On 2nd and 5. Smith. Johnson. Touchdown. It's tied again.
And that was just like the outside isolation or the outside veer, and we'll bring that one up again.
Norris Johnson, the junior fullback, 208 pounds of dynamite. He wasn't going to be stopped that time.
Well, that was Johnson & Johnson because Johnson followed Johnson into the end zone. Johnson kicked out and Johnson took it in. Pretty good show down there.
7 plays and 63 yards for the Wonders, and they tied it up now with the chance. Here's that extra point where it looms a little big. Ormanson to hold, and it will be Hyman to the extra point. It's up, and the Wonders lead for the first time tonight. 6:30 to go, opening half. We're coming back, I promise. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, and we got fireworks still coming your way, folks. We got a halftime show. The band's going to outdo one another again. Try to, anyway.
I wonder what would happen if you put both bands on the field at the same time.
It'd be some beautiful music.
There really would be.
Just don't put a football.
But there would be a heck of a marching going on, wouldn't there?
Simpson to kick it away here for Kannapolis. Line driver at the 9-yard line, out to the 20, 25, and Chandler will be stopped at about the 26-yard line.
Both special teams right now just playing superb. Everybody sprinting to the football, everybody giving a superior effort. Hey, there's going to be some cages rattled out there tonight, Big Randy.
My apologies, that wasn't Chandler. I got the two numbers confused. That's Tyson Black with the return. Chandler's number 10. I was just off one there. They're both good athletes.
That was kind of like your math work in high school, just off 1 or 2 here or there.
Spider offense hasn't been stopped. The Kannapolis offense hasn't been stopped. 3rd round coming up. And there goes Graham again in the middle, and he could take it all the way. He's behind the secondary. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Concord. And no penalty markers are down on the field. A 74-yard gallop.
What do you say about that? I mean, a lot of that's just the effort by that young man. There's Easy Smith trying to get his folks off the field and come up with a play to go for 2 right here, I'm sure. But if we can bring that back up, once he breaks the initial line of scrimmage, you better put a relay team together to catch it. And here we see it again. Let's see where he runs off of right here, Randy. Right off tackle. They kick out, block down. He gets in the seam, outruns the linebackers, and outruns the secondary.
Touchdown number 2 for Graham on the night. And he's well over 100 yards rushing. Got most of it on that play. Spiders going for 2. They're up 19-14.
This is a big play for Concord right here.
Here's Robinson looking to the end zone. Tipped away by the Wonder defense. I believe it was Titus Thompson who got a finger on it. So 1 play and 74 yards. Now 184 yards here in on the first half for Mr. Graham. 5-point lead. We'll be back. Well, I guess we can say as we come back at Memorial Stadium, not going to be a defensive struggle here tonight.
Well, the defensive are struggling, but it's not the way they want to. And Graham he's having a career right now in the first half.
Keenan Lott's not doing bad. He's got 64 yards. Kannapolis offense have only had the ball twice.
And this thing's coming down to maybe being, those missed extra points. Somewhere along the line, they're probably going to come back to cause Easy Smith to have to make a decision somewhere in this game.
Collier. Once again, in with a low line driver. They're trying to give the coverage team time to get down. And Lott Fields at the 12. Look out, the track meet might be on. He breaks it. 35, 40. Penalty flag goes down.
Another face mask here. And as they were grabbing up around the head and tackling around the helmet.
I hate this. I don't know my observation on that run back, but had Lott not run into his own blocker, it would have been Kannapolis ahead right about now.
Oh, yeah, because he got caught up into that crowd right there. And the biggest thing was he was trying his best to find a way out of it. It was like being in a maze right there. If he could have found the open door, he would have been gone.
Kannapolis, as they tack on the penalty, will start this drive inside Concord territory at the 42-yard line. So 2 late hit penalties have really cost the Spiders some field position here. 5:48 to go, opening half. It's 19-14. The Wonders with their third opportunity. It's like 2 heavyweight fighters right now, isn't it?
I tell you, they're really slugging it out here. I don't think you can call these guys, they're more like middleweights.
Complete to Thompson near the marker. He's going to be short. Damon on the tackle.
Heavyweights just kind of stand in there and they're a little bit slow. These guys aren't slow.
Maybe these are lightweights.
No, they're not lightweights. They're up there. The next thing to heavyweights. What's that? I don't watch boxing. Is that middleweights?
Middleweight.
I tell you, they're good ones right here.
40 weight. I don't.
I'll tell you one thing. We've seen a lot of football games. Right now, this is the most intense and the most interesting we've seen in a long time.
Fans have already got their money's worth. They may be paying more money at halftime here. Lott slips. There's where the field may have come into play for the first time tonight.
It looks like it could have, and you may have given. I saw the principal from Brown standing back here, and he may have heard you. He may be out there collecting.
He just left. It's going to be 3rd down. They still need a yard. Here's Banks. Kind of hard to ignore 75 out there. He takes up a lot of real estate.
He really does.
At the 33-yard line, Smith sets him down. Tailback with a call. Johnson will have the first down, and he slipped, making his cutback. But I believe a few white shirts were in the way that time.
Well, he slipped as he came back over, and the defense made a stand. You know,
Jason Porter, 77 of the nose guard.
nothing has really come easy. There's been a lot of points scored, but I don't know that it all has come that easy. These guys have really played hard and with a lot of intensity.
If there's any disadvantage for Concord right now, their defense has been on the field more than the offense.
And you know, you say that maybe with some jest, but it's the truth.
1st and 10 Wonders just outside the 30. Johnson picks his way for about 5. And there's Bill Schafott. He said, I'm going to jump on this pile, number 15. They got him down, though.
They did, and both lines right now seem to be really hunkering down and getting involved in the game.
Ray Massey on the bottom of that pile. You can just pick out a few folks. Massey, Jermaine Reed, Jamie Udy. He's all around the football tonight. Outstanding senior, 240-pound defensive tackle for the Spiders. Smith, who's thrown for over, right at 700 yards coming into tonight's game, faces 2nd down and 4. They'll give it the line. They'll have 4 and a little bit more down inside the 15-yard line.
And Lott just tripped there, actually, or I think he may have taken that for a little more yardage right there. If we can see that play again, we're going to see him as they take this out almost like on the sprint draw right here, and he takes it, bends it back against the line of scrimmage. Okay, let's watch it here. Starts it to the right and breaks it back, and it's just like they wall it in there, Randy.
Just get the big lineman going one way. It's tough to react.
And then break it back against them.
1st and 10 to the 14-yard line. Here is Taurus Johnson up the middle. A late flag. Johnson drags him into the end zone. Touchdown. And it might come back.
That one's going to come back, I think. I think we're going to have to hold him right here.
Yeah, that's a big play. That'll push the Wonders back, if that is the call. Johnson was not going to be denied. He said, I've been watching my buddy Jay Graham on the other side. Maybe there is something in the middle here.
Whenever you see that flag come from that ref right there, you know where he's watching. He's watching right in the line of scrimmage, and you're going to see a holding thrown right there.
They'll move it from the infraction, move it back, and it will be a major penalty. Move it back to the 23-yard line at Concord.
And I think that's the first penalty that Kannapolis has had tonight, and that's not the time to get it. You hate to take points off the board.
3:01 left, first half, 19-14 Concord. Each team has had the ball 3 times. Concord has put points on the board 3 times. And The Wonders are trying to do the same. Here's Smith on the delay. Not around the corner. 20, 15, 10. Cuts it inside down to the 6.
And he is just so quick. And he has added enough weight, enough strength that he is able to run through, and he may just not run right over somebody, but I think he gets so much speed that he takes the hits, and then he breaks out of the tackles.
So officially, they had him listed at the beginning of the year 5'10", 170, but that's strong 170 out there right now. A lot stronger than last year. A lot almost like maybe a bowling pin. You hit him and just not a lot to fight back with. But
well, he's able to miss. He makes people miss him also, and that means a lot.
2nd and 1. Lott with the call. Hit in the backfield. No gain. Good defensive play. David Damon in the backfield. And you see the guy getting up off the bottom. That is 72 for Concord. And that's Jermaine Reed.
And when I said that means a lot, that was no pun intended. And I know Lott's dad, they work for the Cabarrus County Schools, and he stops by and sees me every now and then. He's really proud of that youngster.
I'll tell you, he runs in the family. A guy named James Lott had a pretty good career here and at Clemson a few years ago. 3rd and 3. Johnson up the middle, 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal Kannapolis as we take to 141 in the first half.
Can you think of a game that we've done that you've seen all the running backs run the ball any harder than we've seen run tonight? I mean, because Johnson he's just running it, I think, with all he's got to give. I mean, and we've seen games where we may have had 1 or 2 running backs really play and run the ball hard, but everybody that put the ball, tonight, everybody that gets the football is just really running it.
These kids don't know there's a second half, do they? 1st and goal, Wonders at the 2-yard line. Out of the eye, it will be Johnson with the call. He'll scoot forward. No signal. They didn't give him the spot. Wonders saying we're in the end zone. Fire that cannon, Scott Belcher says, but the official says it's second down.
I think it was about as close as it can get right there. If they had the long ball in there, he might have been over.
Thompson and Lott check into the Wonder offense as you see the play clock. The game clock's the most important one right now as we're down to 55 seconds and running.
About the only thing that's going to slow these two teams down tonight's going to be the clock.
Yep. Talk about, and this is on a slow field probably, all the rain we've had this week. Fans on both sides come to their feet. Now we've got a timeout called by Kannapolis. That's number 2 in the first half. 45 ticks to go. 19-14. Concord on top. Wonders knocking on the door. Andy Smith with the instructions from head coach Bruce Harden and his coaching staff. What do? You got a pretty good shot here. 2nd down and goal at the 1-yard line.
They may just have Smith keep this one and try to pick one side or the other and slide off to that seam and stick it in.
At 6'5", he's got a big enough frame to do that.
Well, there, everybody's stacked up within about 1 inch of the football here.
Lott tries to leap. Somebody got him in the backfield, and I think it was 33 he did. That is Willie Tate, formerly of A.L. Brown.
Tate and then Damon both met him right there on the initial snap, and made the stop right there on the initial snap. And Kannapolis going to take another timeout right here.
That'll be their last timeout of the first half, so the Wonders with 31 seconds to go use their final free one.
Well, on this, it's the old adage. You're going to have your linemen going low, and you're going to have your linebackers come over the top. And if you're going to dive it straight in there, you're going to have to pick a seam in there. Somebody, you just hunker down time, and your linemen going to have to knock their linemen off the football if this play is going to work.
The thing about it is you go on the running play, 3rd and goal, you don't make it. You still got another play, but then you don't have any timeouts. The clock's running.
Well, you do, and if you see here, if they didn't get it in, they might go for the field goal right here, make the score 19-17.
I think they're going to throw it this play.
You know, we think Coach Harden come down here with these short play situations like this and throw the football.
Fans on their feet. I don't think many have sat down tonight. Let's watch it. Out of the eye, it's 3rd and goal to the 1. Smith tosses this time. Keenan Lott stops short of the goal line. It'll be 4th down inside the 1.
You know, you talk about being in the shadow of the goal. That's it. That's in the big dark shadow right there.
Jermaine Reed is excited, and he's taking his time getting on the other side. Clock running. 13, 12, 10 seconds now left in the first half. This will be it. Wonders on 4th and goal at 1/2 of a yard away from the goal line. They'll give it to Johnson. Stopped short, I believe. Concord has defensive stand as the first half comes to an end. It's the Spiders 19, A.L. Brown 14. What a half, Larry Mason.
It really has been, Randy. And I was just waiting to see what they were going to call down there. And they called it not a touchdown.
Excellent halftime performances by the Concord, the Kannapolis bands. 19-14 here as we're getting set for the second half back at Memorial Stadium in the battle for the South Piedmont Conference Championship. Let's take a look at those first half stats. Boy, I tell you, nothing fancy. They just ran it right down the middle, folks. 217 yards rushing, and Mr. Graham, Jay Graham, had 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kenny Robinson with 1 touchdown, 24 yards. And Ray Massey had 9 yards rushing. No turnovers. And only 2 penalties, and neither team punted in the first half.
That's a big one. And both these teams have played a game and a half.
For Kannapolis, you see a pretty good offensive first half for them. Led by Keenan Lott. He had 90 yards rushing. And it was Tars Johnson with 25. And Foster had 18 yards. Once again, no turnovers, no punts. Only 1 penalty for the Wonders. And Andy Smith, 4 of 4 in the passing department.
Well, really, this game has been pretty clean as far as penalties, fumbles, and mistakes. Neither team has had many. Not a lot of turnovers, no turnovers, and neither team. I don't remember the ball being kicked other than kickoffs.
That's right.
I don't believe there's been any punts.
And extra points.
Randy, Coach Harding's always talking to us about challenging his team. I've got a feeling they got a pretty good challenge in their halftime here.
Boy, the Concord defense stiffened. What a great goal line stand. This will be a short kick taken by one of the Kannapolis up men, and the Wonders will get it at about the 39-yard line as Javon Johnson
took that one right there, and then here again they start in good field position.
Scoring their first 2 possessions. They were Concord, that great defensive stand at the end of the first half. Concord had it 3 times in the first half and put it in the end zone all 3.
And that could be that really could be a big momentum shift, and we'll have to see how Kannapolis comes out right now, getting the ball here first in the second half and reacts to that.
From the 39-yard line, they effected a delay a lot, and Smith rolls out, cuts it over the middle, and he's got Titus Thompson up at about the 48 or 49-yard line. It'll be a little bit short of the first down, but first time we've seen Smith, they say he's coming out for it on first down.
Well, they did there, and that was kind of their mirror play off of that running play as they froze the folks in there and then came out throwing the football. It was kind of a bootleg action off of it, actually.
A little bit shy of the first down, a couple of yards. Actually back a long yard. Just shy of the 48-yard line. Here's Lott. Midfield, first down, and down to the Spider 49-yard line. While we have a minute, I want to remind you folks watching here at ball game, especially the Concord High School class of 1983. Did you realize the 10-year reunion just around the corner? And they'll have a planning meeting that's going to be held Wednesday, November the 11th in the auditorium of the Cannon Memorial Library. That'll be from 7 until 9 p.m. Concord High School class of 1983. 49-yard line is where they'll spot it of Concord. Just underway, the first minute of action at Memorial Stadium here in the second half. Smith, quick pop, complete, and it will go for another first down. Making the reception was Tony Scott. That's a play we saw them throw very effectively when they played the Vikings of Central Cadaris about midway in the season.
We did, is they just run that quick slant in there and cut in front of that corner there. They get in between the corner and behind the linebacker and hit the quick slant. Sloop came back to make that tackle right there, but that is just a quick pop right there. The thing that is so dangerous with Kannapolis is the job that their split ends do after they catch the football.
They give the lot on first down from the 37. He skips the initial wave and goes to the 29-yard line. It's about an 8-yard pickup on the play, so a lot is going to be nearing that 100-yard mark, rushing the ball.
He will, and he followed Banks out that time as Banks made a good block right there to get him outside.
And now we've got a official's timeout here on the field. Looks like we've got an equipment problem, yeah. We got about 4 pounds of dirt underneath the face mask there, right at the top. You're going to have to, I don't know what you take, the high-pressure hose to get that
I don't know. They've got their little, they'll take their golf shoe brush over there and clean that one off right there.
It's called something, that little tool they use there. On 2nd and 2, Foster is in. He'll get the football, and he'll have the first down, fighting for yardage to the 24-yard line. A host of white shirts there finally stopped him. Ray Massey is just playing in there. He's been in on about every tackle. Canada's played well. Everybody on both sides.
Well, they really have, and they're doing a good job of getting to the football and really making the sure tackle.
Most of the chewing up of the field has occurred on this side of the 50. They played most of the game on that side in the first half.
Well, when you say this side, it's the side going toward the scoreboard.
Yeah. Closed in of the horseshoe there. Smith on first down looking to throw. And he's got a man complete inside the 10-yard line. Tony Scott wide open. Made sure of the catch and bumped out of bounds. It'll be first and goal wonders at the 7. So Bruce Hardin's opened it up, putting it in the air.
He did, and if we can bring that one back up, we'll see Scott Lott got over there too, and I think there might have been a little mix-up in the patterns they were running. He had two folks to really look at there and throw the football to, but usually you don't see the two receivers that close together. As we see it on the tail end here.
Back to the live action, first and goal wonders at the 7-yard line. A lot with the ball. 5, 3, 1. Touchdown wonders. They're back on top.
Lay right there again, Randy. Picked the hole and took it in. And I think what we're going to see tonight, before the evening's over, we're going to see Smith fake that and keep the football.
It took exactly 3 minutes for the Wonders to go 61 yards and 7 plays, capped off by the 7-yard run by Keaton Lott. Now the Wonders are up by 1 point, 20-19. Here's where the extra points are big right now. As Tim Hyman, the senior, out of the hole to the junior Orbison, and somebody came through. They came on the first count, I believe.
They really did. They said, well, if I'm going to get there, I'm going to get there early. I think that was Tyson Black that jumped right there and came on across.
Jermaine
Tyson
Reed
said, I'm going to block this one.
And Jermaine Reed, 72, says, well, if you're going to get offsides, folks, let's go get our money's worth, right?
In here again, and probably just as well that they go for 2 right here. It's going to make the score 22-19, which will at least, that keeps the game within. Concord's going to have to kick a field goal to tie it.
Now they've got Scott and Stacy Butler in as the wideouts. And now we've got an officials hold up. Now we're still going to have to get the equipment salesman in here from out of town. Maybe he's here tonight.
You're going to have to get the Rydell helmet man in here.
Okay, we've got our chin strap buckled, our mouthpieces in, and the Wonders lining up for 2 out of the I formation. Lott is back in there at tailback. And he's going to sneak it, and he forgot the football.
Well, I tell you, I think that this time Kannapolis moved. I'm just guessing, and they're going to be backed up. Now they're going to line up and kick the extra point.
That was strange to see Andy go to the inside. The football was just right there. Like an Easter egg hunt, and he forgot that. I mean, it's not funny to Andy, but, he said, well, shoot, we're already offside.
There was some bouncing and some jumping around going on, but maybe there was some uncertainty in the call down there.
Ball back at the 6-yard line. No tee, son.
No, they're going to go ahead and go for 2.
First, no, don't worry about it. They're going for 2 points. Fake pattern. There's a defensive pass interference. He was going for the football, and I think maybe the offensive man could have lost his footing. Tyson Black got penalized on it.
I think so, and actually I think Tyson just maybe ran into him because of that and ended up putting his hand on his back right there and pushed him. That's been the longest extra point I think we have ever seen.
The game has gone pretty quickly. It's the extra point, so here we go. E.Z. Smith is pretty irate. But he's still focused here. He's telling the defense, come on, guys. Nobody's hurt. Nothing's been decided. Nobody's scored a point here.
We're trying to decide whether we're going to have 1 or 2 points here. That's taken us about 5 minutes here, Randy.
They're still going to go for 2.
They're back where we started, the 3-yard line.
And no time off the clock. They move Scott, or tight end, over on the left side now. That's Behrman. And the toss goes to Lott. He'll be close, but the Spiders Spider defense rises up and stops him. Chad Sloop over there got him by the ankles. So, a timeout officially on the field. 9 minutes to go, third period. It is the Wonders leading by 1. Back to A.L. Brown High School. Jamie Simpson set to kick it away for the Wonders. 3 minutes it took Kannapolis to score on the opening kickoff, and now Concord's offense will get it, and it has been very potent tonight. Oh, who's going to handle it? Nobody just yet. It's loose, and A.L. Brown may have the football. Big pile up. They do. Boy, that's a big turnaround.
It really is. We talked about mistakes in the kicking game, and I think there was just some uncertainty there of who was going to handle the football. It was almost like two outfielders calling a fly ball. If we can bring that back up and see it.
I tell you, I thought, Massey was laying on the ground, and do you have the deep man take it or the other man?
As we watch it, well, I don't know that there was uncertainty as the ball just dropped real quick.
Not sure who got the football, but the indecisiveness and Willie Tate just couldn't quite get the handle on it. Here come the Wonders now, off to Lott. Penalty marker is down, and Lott goes out of bounds at about the 7-yard line.
And here again, where that penalty is, I think we'll probably see holding right here again, Randy.
8:32 to go.
But the reaction we're getting from the Kannapolis players is this may go against Concord.
Well, you talk about the game of breaks. That was a break. Now, can Kannapolis capitalize? Even eligible. Oh, wait a minute. It's going to go against Concord. There we go.
It's going against them, and I'm going to tell you what, I don't know what this call is. I don't want to be dumb, but that one I don't know.
I'll find out.
Okay, we're going to have to look in the rule book.
Too many men on the field.
Okay.
Or illegal participation.
All right.
It's hard enough. These two teams going at it. 11 and 11. You try to sneak on one, you don't get caught, it's okay.
And we just don't see that call that much.
No. So it will be first and goal for A.L. Brown, just outside the 5-yard line. They've just taken the lead, now recovering the fumble on the kickoff, and they're threatening again. Lott. The fans say touchdown, but the official's right there, and that's a pretty good call.
Here we're here again. This is where we ended the first half, right here on about the 1-inch line, as Lott took it in there on the little isolation play and got the ball right there with the nose of it on the goal line.
That Spider defense playing their hearts out last week, really shutting down North Grand tonight in Upton. They showed it why they're here tonight by shutting Kannapolis down.
They really have, and of course that mistake in the kicking game, it may be a turning point in this ball game. We're going to have to wait and see.
First and goal at the 1. Lott trying to leap. He does. Touchdown, Kannapolis. And that was a big turnaround of series here. The Wonders now with a 7-point lead. And here's where the extra points start to kind of shake out.
Well, they really will, and that Lott says right here as he goes in behind Johnson here, well, if I'm running in, I'll just fly in.
2 plays and 11 yards. The final 1 by Lott. Now Hyman trying to give the Wonders an 8-point advantage. Orbison to hold. Timmy Hyman's kick is up, and the senior puts it through the heart. 7:39 to go, third period. Wonders by 8. Apple was down 19-14 at the half, has put 13 points on the board in a little bit more than 4.5 minutes. And Concord's offense has yet to touch the ball from scrimmage. Now they'll get their hands on it at about the 7-yard line. Here comes Graham. They can't get him when he's lining up as a tailback, and they did a pretty good job out across the 30-yard line as the man who brought the kickoff back.
Did a pretty good job, did a really good job, and now we'll see what kind of adjustments the Kannapolis defense might have made, because I wouldn't have made many adjustments if I would have been the Concord offense. There's not much adjustments that you need to make when you're going up and down the field like that.
Nothing fancy. Let's give it a J.
We talked about mistakes in this game, and that mistake right there in the kicking game and the kickoff off there. That's going to be a costing one, maybe.
I guess you might say that's the first, maybe not a cheap score, by no means detrimental to Ale Val. They put it in the end zone, but the first short drive, they really feel like you gave it to them.
It really was, and right there, Kannapolis won the battle at the line of scrimmage, and right now we're going to have to see what settles in and who's going to win this war up front.
If the guy, if Kannapolis' defense says, okay, we're gonna stop Graham now, that opens up Massey, Robinson,
Well, that's
Massey.
right, and I think that may mean that Concord may have to come back out thinking something else than Graham this half.
On 2nd and 10, here's Robinson to pass. Pretty good protection, now being flushed out. Throws it across his body upfield. What a catch. 40-yard line, going to be near the first down marker, and great catch by Tyson Black, the senior.
And we've seen him make some big catches over the year, and Robinson did just a great job to get that football off.
And he was double covered, too. We'll watch it again.
He's flushed out of the pocket and really is rolling to his right, throws it with his left hand. That's a tough throw right there, and a great catch on the end of it.
We have an injury on the field. One of the wonders on defense shaken up on the play with 6:26 to go in the third period. Wonders by an 8-point advantage of 27-19. Nobody's left this game, and we had a penalty marker, and I didn't see it. Holding the call against Concord. Boy, that was a late flag. I don't know where it was at on the field.
It really was. I think instead of throwing that one in the air so you could see it, I think he just slipped that one out and dropped it on the ground.
I see the Christmas lights are up again across the far way. I haven't made mention of the old perch this year, but I tell you, they've got some new seating out there, I believe. We'll get a shot of that after a while. Palmer's Perch there. That's where the I looked up. I said, "What? I've seen that vision cable banner before." There it is. I guarantee they got a kerosene heater up there somewhere.
I believe so. If they need a heater up there, I don't know, but they sure have the lights going strong tonight, don't they?
Look like the fans on the left now were sitting in the more expensive chairs.
Well, yeah, I keep waiting. One year we're going to come out here and they're going to have the second deck on that
That's
thing.
right. We'll be back to Memorial Stadium in just a moment. Scott Sadler, the nose guard, shaken up. He's still hurting a little bit. He's going to come off for a blow, and that young man, you know he's going to be back. He's he was a junior or a senior, and Scott is a senior this year.
And I think he just sat down. I think he just might have had his bell rung a little bit there, and after he sits there and gathers it up.
2nd and long, Robinson fires it down the field under heavy pressure, and coverage was there. They were trying to hit Staten on the fly.
There was a flag they ran. I think we're going to get a defensive pass interference on that one.
And bumped him after that 5 yards.
Looks like there was some bumping going on, and then the ref felt like that there was some unnecessary bumping going on.
We're talking about nobody's left the stadium here tonight. They probably can't. They're froze.
They may be stuck in place as we watch it again, and right. I think the camera missed the contact there. The contact that already happened.
I was sitting here looking down on the open end of the horseshoe, down on the small bank. I can't recall seeing folks standing in that area here at a Concord Kannapolis game, or the bank that full down on that end. Obviously, the big end of the
I think
horseshoe
this
is
is the largest crowd we've seen. I really do.
I'll say the comment after this play, but the Spiders will have it first down and 10 at the 35. And there's Graham. He'll get about 9 on the play before Ben Teal, the linebacker, knocked him off his pins. But I was on my job today. I had a chance to come down the street here. And at 3:30 this afternoon, there were about 50 people lined up for tickets that are waiting to get in.
Well, they had the early game, didn't they? And so they didn't have that today. They decided not to have that with the field. Because I thought they were going to have the...
Yeah, they were. They postponed.
The little guys.
The little guys. Robinson, slant, incomplete. 2 immovable objects meeting. Watt and Tyson Black. Black got the worst end of that deal right there.
I tell you, a lot of contact in that play right there. There was some old cage rattled there on both both sides.
And he's hurting the plenty. It may have been his wrist, too.
Yeah, it looks like it is his hand that he's hurting right there.
We have an official timeout as the trainer's quickly out there. Let's hope Tyson not seriously injured. That was just smash mouth football right there. We've got 5:30 to go in the third period. A.L. Brown leading by 8. We'll return. Return Tyson Black off under his own power. We're not sure of the extent of that injury. We also saw Keenan Lott with some cramps. He's coming out. So that one play eliminated 2 very fine players on the field.
Well, I tell you, that was major contact right there. As John Madden calls it, that's collision right there.
It's 3rd and 1. Robinson hemmed in. He'll get enough for the first down. Very experienced quarterback, the senior, knew, well, that play's kind of be shut down. He said, I'll keep it and get the sticks moved at least.
I tell you, Robinson's still a key in this game. We really haven't seen him take off and run the football, and he is really quite capable of doing that. That could become a key in the football game, Randy.
About just 2 years ago, he ran it about 98 yards.
And it didn't take him long to do it, did it?
Sir. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the third period, they take the pitch. Graham, a little penetration that time on the Wonder defense. Got Graham before he got full speed, and it doesn't take that young man to get up.
And that's just a little play where you take that pitch and give it the big motion and try to get the defense flowing and then break it back inside with Graham.
Wonders have done a much better job in this series defensively, containing number 34, but as all good backs are, you contain, and then he breaks the
Right, and I think he'll pick his time that he sees the big play.
On 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. He ran into his own man that time, but mainly because number 70 for A.L. Brown, Robbie Lynn, the defensive tackle, had stopped his offensive, the guy he was going against, in his tracks.
Let's talk about stuffing it. That was stuffing it right there.
And here you see the wear and tear on these white jerseys. Getting tough to distinguish the numbers a little bit. You tell who's been in the game for sure.
The one thing that Lambert was able to do that made it such a big play was able to stand his man up, and when you can stand him up, you can control him.
3rd down and 9, 46-yard line. Let's see if Robinson goes to the air. He'll keep it. Cuts it upfield, midfield, and that's going to be about it. As Carl Banks was over there, along with Dennis Foster for the Wonders. It'll be 4th down, and we may see our first punt.
We're looking at the chance of the first one of the night.
You saw a shot of the Kannapolis press box. It is packed. I'm glad it's packed tonight. It's kind of cool in here.
Yeah, all these warm bodies are keeping the temperature up in here.
And a fine kick. This one will not be returned. That's good news for Spider supporters, and it will be, just didn't take a roll.
We don't have to come back. We've got flags on, and what Kannapolis was caught with too many folks on the field. So I'll know what that penalty is this time, that they were caught with too many folks on the field. So we're going to have to see. This may give them first down right here, Randy.
Yeah, they needed a little over 5 yards.
It's a matter of how long that chain is.
So they'll go back, look at the possibilities. Concord says, shoot, just keep the offense out here until they sort it out.
Well, Coach Smith's over there, Texas me, Coach Smith's over there pointing out exactly where that clip is on the chain.
He got the good spot, too.
I'm going to help you spot this one.
And it will keep the Concord drive alive. They'll move the chains, and the Spiders will have it 1st and 10 at the under 45-yard line.
And there is an error, mental error to some degree that may come back to hurt Kannapolis right here.
Now from the 45 on into the goal line, they're on the good side of the field that hadn't been chewed up in the middle.
It doesn't even look like that side of the field's been played on compared to the other, does it?
No, it sure doesn't. For about 4, maybe 5, Ray Massey.
The only touchdown we saw on that side, I think, was the one that
Graham
ran in.
It didn't take him long to get.
Well, that was sort of like the cars in NASCAR. They were just kind of drying it off with the speed he was going.
They had that blue flame coming off the shoes there. That may have helped the field. 2nd down coming up inside, right at 2.5 minutes to go. 3rd quarter. 2nd and 5, 40-yard line. Robinson once again. Look out, Dennis Foster. They may have been a loose football. No signal yet. There is. Kannapolis has recovered their 2nd one of the night. And that is a big break. The Wonder defense the plum, too, with the pudding.
And then that ball just came loose in the crowd, and Kannapolis was able to get a big arm in there and scoop that one up.
A 77 Scott Belcher came away with the ball, and now we've got some frustration coming out. And thank goodness cooler heads prevail. I wouldn't mess with 55 either. David Damon telling his teammates, get over there, son. He told me to move. I moved.
Let's heck yeah. I'll take all of you on.
The officials and everybody did a good job. You don't want to. You hate to drop flags in this situation.
Well, I tell you, I think that you've got a good crew of officials out there, so they're not going to just pull them out unless they can't get things under control.
Somebody brings out a hacksaw or something. It's time to drop a flag, right?
You think about it then, yeah.
They'll give it the lot. He's hemmed in, and the Spider defense coming up with a big play defensively. Jamie Udy.
When they were in the Lott was sort of in the wingback set right there. He was the wingback right there, and they brought that back with kind of a wingback trap. Although I think what they were going to let Lott do was stretch it as far as he could.
Something we saw him, he's not accustomed to, well, he is accustomed to playing that position. He occupied that slot a lot, especially last year with Michael Barnes being the main man in the backfield back there. On second down, here's Smith looking to throw, pumps it upfield, complete. They got about 4 out of it. Good secondary coverage that time by the Spider defense. And they're about a little bit shy of the original line of scrimmage. So third down coming up. Seconds left to go, third period. 27-19. A.L. Brown down by 19-14 at halftime. Has been able to come up with 2 fumbles to kind of throw Concord off stride here, but it's a long way from over. We've got a break in the action, and we'll be right back here at Memorial Stadium in just a moment. Back on offense, now facing third down and 11 from their own 39-yard line. As Smith play fakes, rolls, getting some pressure, breaks it initially, pumps it upfield. Well, he had 2 receivers, Larry Mason. Scott had it off of his hands, and Keenan Levine almost caught the deflection.
They had almost a double chance to catch it right there, but he was under a lot of pressure trying to throw the football right there, Randy. That was a tough throw.
That's the first incompleted pass of the night for Andy Smith, the senior. And now it will be Orbison in to punt it. First time tonight we've seen Kannapolis punt.
So we're seeing our first 2 punts back to back.
And Robert Staten can bring it back in a heartbeat. He's the deep man. Back inside the Spider 30-yard line. No pressure. Orbison gets off a short kick and trying to get the sidelines, and he got a good roll on a wet turf. It'll go out of bounds across the far way inside the 30-yard line. So no return on the play, and with 44 ticks to go in the third period, it is Concord with the football again.
And, you know, it's bad to say. We're just now ending the third quarter. We've got an entire quarter to play, but time's going to become a factor in this game, because if you don't have the football in this game, you ain't got much going for you right now.
Yeah. Well, racehorses are maybe getting a little tired. The defenses are getting maybe saying, well, we got too much pride. These guys
here, Concord can score and get a 2-point conversion and tie this game.
Yep. Psychological situation there. If there was 9, it would be a different story. As Graham out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
And then this game could come down to one of these coaches could sit home tonight and say, you know, if we had only made that extra point, because we've had some missed extra points tonight.
The Wonders win tonight. They're the outright SBC champions in '92, number 1 seed in the playoffs. A Spider win, and it will be Concord number 1 and co-champions. We'll be back in just a minute. 12 more minutes in regulation, at least, in this game. Spiders with it on second down from their own 31-yard line. Split back rear, Graham. Contained, Lott got a hold of him and held on. And Graham still got some yardage out of it. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
that shows you the athlete that Lott is. And also, that time I thought that they may have tried to stretch that one to the corner a little too far. They've had more success running the balls just straight ahead and then tried to stretch it. And they can see the quickness of Kannapolis causes them a little bit of problem when they try to stretch it.
Well, maybe E.J. Smith's trying to set something up now. Go to the outside. Let's try the middle. Here we go. 3rd down and 5. And Robinson's going to go down the middle. Passing wise, overthrown, and defensive pass interference going to be the call. Keenan Lott over the back of Robert State.
And it looks like they just really got tangled up in the feet, but they're going to call that one against Kannapolis right there as we see this one come up again.
Nonetheless, it is a defensive pass interference call, regardless of whether it's inadvertent or what. Yeah. That was, you didn't see the beginning of that play, but I thought it was a good call.
Right.
So the Spiders with new Lott, they'll have a 1st down. The ball will move out to the 45, 46-yard line. Bruce Harden doesn't agree, but it is history right now.
I tell you, as clean as this game's been played, the penalties now really they're starting to be play a factor on the football game.
On 1st and 10, Concord. With 3 wide receivers this time. Robinson will give it up the middle. Graham spins down for another 1st down to the Wonder 44-yard line.
And when they're able to kick out and block down, then Graham gets it in that seam. That's really his best play right there. Just give it to him on the hard dive.
Well, let's suppose the Spiders take it down. They put 6 on the board. Say we got 11:05 to go in the game. Is it too early to maybe risk going for 2, or?
Well, it may be. This early in the game, you might want to kick the extra point because then a field goal will win the game anyway.
Yeah.
So
might as well go for 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that settled. Now all the Spiders have to do is score, right? We know what that call's going to be.
That's exactly right.
1st and 10, 44-yard line of Kannapolis. Robinson play fake. He'll keep it. And Lott held on. They wrestled him out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 40-yard
They
line.
knew that play's going to come back for holding right here, Randy. He knew to call this one holding or he'll call an illegal block on it. Okay, he called holding.
The penalties ebb and flow right now. Yeah, that's the backbreaker for the Spiders at this moment.
And it's kind of strange as clean as the game's been played, how all of a sudden now the penalties are just kind of back and forth. And that may, as you say, that may just be the frustration.
Back to the 40-yard line of Concord. There you go. So it'll be 1st down. About 25, 26 yards. I think if I got that figured right. They need to get to the around 34-yard line for a 1st down. We do know that.
And I would imagine that we may see him come up now with some type of pass play right here. We haven't seen him throw the ball like this half.
That's right. That will be 1st and 26. So 2nd down, but E.J. Smith, an official's timeout. E.J. Smith getting an explanation on the sideline. Keenan Lott is also on the sideline. I did not see him shake it. He was in on that last tackle and he was over in front of the Wonder bench. And he's
Looks like he's got either an ankle problem or maybe he's moving pretty good. Maybe a little bit of an ankle problem there.
There he is, sitting on the bench. He's walking under his own power. He could be hit. It's been a grueling match so far for all these young men. Robinson is busted back at the 35-yard line. 62, Homer Gregory. 75, Carl Banks. Got him.
Robinson had just a little window to throw the football in there, and then Banks and company shut the window.
Yep. Slam. I think that's the first quarterback sack of the night for the Wonder
But it
team.
is, and the momentum, you can just kind of feel the momentum right now seems to be sort of shifting to Kannapolis, and Concord's going to have to come up with a big play right here to get some of this momentum back on their side.
2nd and 31 at the 35 of Concord. Robinson to the air, short drop. Now he'll go on the fly. Far sidelines overthrown. Robert State, the intended receiver, Titus Thompson on the coverage, and he took one of the... That was a good shot there that young man took over there.
He really did, and he'll remember that. That was the night I got creamed in the Kannapolis game.
Yeah, what a chain crew.
right now, Kannapolis is kind of quieting down the Concord side, and I'm sure they'd like to get back in the football game because I think the crowd's been a factor in this game.
It's like you're kind of waiting for something the time bomb to go off here. As much explosives as we had in the first half, it's been kind of quiet.
It really has.
Concord has not been able to put any more points on the board. And right now they're facing a difficult task here of 3rd and 31.
And it's going to be 3rd and 36 because they jumped on that. One of their linemen stood up.
So momentum is definitely on the green side tonight here in the last couple of minutes. And now you look up at the clock and you got 9:41 to go. And it's getting going in a hurry.
Well, that's the thing, and that was what we were talking about. Even though they had the entire quarter to work with, that's not a lot of time in the type of game this has been tonight.
3rd and a bundle. Robinson to the air, complete. Fumbled and fallen on, and well, he's down. What a catch!
It didn't get them the first down, but it got them back straight and got them back in there close to that first down. And now Coach Smith's got a decision to make.
And Joe Ryan, who was trailing all the play, Johnny on the spot to recover the fumble.
And Joe, he's been watching the NFL on Sundays. We see the big catch there by Staten. Joe picks it up and says, well, I haven't been touched. I'm going to take it on to the end zone.
Well, it was 3rd and 36. How about 4th and 6 coming up? You got to feel like you're going to Disney World after a play like that.
It's just a short trip.
And the 140-yard line. Fans on their feet. Key play in this one. Robinson pumps 3 times. The Wonder defense will get him. As it was 62, Homer Gregory putting the lasso on him, but credit that sack made to the secondary.
It really was. He had to take just too much time to sit in there and throw the football when the pocket collapsed around him.
And the ball will go over on downs.
And that was, I think, was a big defensive stand right there.
With 8:58 left in the 4th period. Spiders down by 8. And now that defense, which has played so well tonight, the goal line stand in the first half, back on the field trying to get the ball back. Lott around the corner. Flag is down. Lott after about 2 balls on the turf.
Usually where that flag's from, Randy, you're going to see some type of motion in the offensive backfield, so we'll probably see this come back against Kannapolis.
Reminder for you, we will have our special playoff edition of Headliners. That's coming up Wednesday night at 8 o'clock live in our studios, and we will either have 1, 2, or 3 teams.
Right now, we don't know, do we? Well, we'll definitely have 2.
Yep.
We'll definitely have 2. No matter what happens, we'll have 2 folks there, and hopefully 3.
And our coverage will begin next Friday night. We will be at the number 1 seed, wherever they may be, whoever it's going to be, we'll have that game for you.
And now it was called in motion, and we got holding right there, but it was against the offense.
Moving back to the 30-yard line. 1st and 20, Wonders with the off-set back there. They'll give it the line. Good defensive play. Spiders coming up in a hurry. That was 22 with a pretty good stick. And that was Brian Perkins.
The thing that Concord certainly wants to do right here is make a big defensive stand and make Kannapolis give them the football back and get good field position out of it.
Penalties have been a big part here in the second half, as Larry said. Now, Kannapolis was a benefactor getting the ball back. Now they're facing a pretty long situation. 2nd and 19. 1 setback. Everybody in the pattern. They'll go to Lott, keeping it on the ground. He's trying to get around the corner, and the Spider defense up in a hurry. Number 33 for Concord. He's played a good game. Willie Tate.
Well, Tate came over and just made a big play right there because with the quickness that Lott has, I mean, you better be there to tackle him, and Tate was.
Tate, 6 foot, 185 pounds, and a senior. He may be, I don't know, in the history books, he may be the only player to have played for both teams in the Concord Kannapolis
He may
game.
be. May not be, but you'll have to go back and check that.
Interesting. Played 1 year for
He's the only
Brown.
one we know about
That's
right now, isn't he?
He's played the last 2 for the Spiders. Smith to the air, looking long, overthrown and almost picked off. Down at about the 40-yard line. He was looking for Scott. He had a lot over there. And Kannapolis will be forced to kick it away.
And the Concord defense came up with, both defenses now have come up with big stands to get the football back in the offense's hands, so it's going to be up to the Concord offense now.
Not much time ran off the clock either. We're only, it's 7:06 left. And there's Orbison, the junior, backup quarterback, and a pretty good punter. We've seen Sky some this year during the regular season. Concord will need a good return. And Orbison kicks it up high and deep. This one may not be returned. Takes a wonder roll and will go dead at the Concord 31-yard line. Not great field position, but not bad field position.
But the thing is, they've got the football, and that's what they need right now. And you know, a lot of those coaches down there running around in shorts. I don't care how tough they are. I bet those little old bird legs are cold tonight.
Well, you look, maybe the guys with the most hair on their legs have got the shorts on. I don't know.
Maybe so, but I wouldn't be down there in shorts, I can tell you that.
Well, you know, we were down on the opening, but the wind is not that much of a factor down in the valley, so to speak. You get up in the stands, and it can be vicious. It has been tonight. A few faces and knees and legs and arms and hands and feet are froze tonight. But nobody's going away early. Graham for about 4 yards up to the 36-yard line.
You know, both defenses have settled down and come back and played much better this half. And right now, we're getting into that time of the game that somebody is going to take charge and make a big play. And which side it's going to come from, it's still up for grabs.
Yep. Well, Bands have made some big plays tonight, too. They've been playing the whole game.
They really have. Well, there's about 12 little kids down there that played all night, too, that hadn't set out.
Toss to Massey, trying to get around the corner, and the Wonders will hem him in after about 2 yards. Pretty good stick by Byron Black, number 81.
Here again, they were trying to stretch that one out and then turn it north and south after they got it to the sideline. And that really hadn't been that successful for them tonight against Kannapolis. Kannapolis is so quick. It's tough to stretch it there. I think most of their success has been coming running the ball right straight at Kannapolis on the quick openers.
Now we're down there 5.5 minutes to go in the game. It's getting down to where things start happening in this game.
Right.
The last couple of years, I remember the last time these two teams played 2 years ago up here. They got a few points put on the board in the last 3 minutes. And Concord trying to get back up to the 41-yard line. It'll be short of the first down.
It's going to be short, and it's decision time. It's going to be short. And are you willing to go for that yard right here with 5 minutes? You may have to think about it, Randy.
Well, 4th and 1. Jay Graham over 200 yards rushing tonight.
Well, they're going to go for it right here. They don't have any choice, really. If they kick the ball away right here, that could be the foot to the game, because the one thing he knows is if he keeps the football right now, at least he's still got a chance to be in this ball game.
Here comes the wave. The folks all over the stadium on their feet. 4th and a yard. Yeah, I don't know. Did he? He got a good spot. Was it far enough? They'll have to measure this one, Larry.
And that was a big contact play right there. And I'll assure you the ref's going to have to bring the chain over on this.
Kannapolis says we got the ball. Spider saying we got a first down.
And that was just a great defensive hit right there.
We get a chance to bring it up. Well, let's see the measurement here. Chain gang's going to work out. Those guys are glad to come out there as cold as it is. They stretch the chain. Did Concord keep the drive alive? This could be the biggest measurement of the year. There you see the reaction. A.L. Brown will take over at the Concord 36-yard line, much to the delight on that side of the stadium.
Yeah, it really was. I tell you, I don't think everybody was holding their breath while they were stretching that chain out there. Did you notice how quiet it got?
Yeah. I don't believe Andy Smith's going to be putting it in the air right now. 4:34 clock running in the ball game. Wonders with an 8-point lead.
And a couple of first down right here puts this one away for Kannapolis tonight.
Tars Johnson spins to about the 37-yard line.
And this has just really been, this is one of those games, and I'll say it now, this is one of those games where you hate to see the team lose because they have just played their hearts out. And I know the folks from Concord don't feel that way, and the way the folks from Kannapolis don't, but it's just been a super game.
Kannapolis Kannapolis has won 6. Concord has won 4 in this series in the last 10 years. It's been relatively back and forth. Whoever, the home team maybe have the advantage in this series. Johnson hits the middle and is really punished. Spider defense. There's Perkins.
And I tell you, right now it looks like Concord's chances are riding on the fact that can their defense stop them right here and at least get the football back for them.
Well, Kannapolis now down in their 4-down territory ball at the 32-yard line.
And Kannapolis can smell the victory now also. They know put a first down together here and they can about solve this one away.
Jason Porter, the nose guard for the Spiders, urging his defense to dig in, and now we've got an official's timeout. Equipment problem once again, this time on the Spider side of the football. And we're ready to go. 3rd and short. Andy Smith checking with everybody in the backfield and the split outs and the wide outs, wide receivers. Now I think we're ready to go. Johnson, whoa, what a hit. Jermaine Reed came up and got him, and that's going to be not enough for the first down unless that little second effort got him. But Reed is...
I tell you, Reed looked like he was shot out of a cannon across there and made that contact. He said, I'm going to rattle your cage right here a little bit.
No gain on the play. 4th down coming up. Meanwhile, the clock continues to run. 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Spiders defense with the stand of the year coming up here. 4th down. Boy, they've been asked to do a lot tonight. They've responded. Now, the game on the line on this one. Foster will have the first down. The Wonders may have the SPC crown.
It looks like it may be inside. Foster got right in that little bit of seam right there and was able to just slide it in enough for the first down right there, Randy. And that may have been enough, like you said, to put this game away.
Timeout called by Concord. 2:08 left in the 4th period. It's 27-19. Wonders on top. As we come back to jam-packed Memorial Stadium, the A.L. Brown Wonders are 2 minutes and 8 seconds away from the 1992 South Piedmont Conference Championship, Larry. It ain't over yet.
Oh, no. And right now it's time for the defense. If there's a big play left in the defense, it's time to make it.
Taurus Johnson holding on for dear life as the center of the Concord defense. Damon up there to make the hit, along with Reed. And now the Spiders being forced to use those timeouts to save precious time.
And Coach Smith going out. The thing, it doesn't take a long time, we saw that, to get into that end zone. So the thing he wants right here is to get this football back, no matter how much time's left on the clock. Just don't give him this touchdown or points right here.
I think he's got, one more timeout left Concord has.
And so the thing there, Kannapolis is getting within field goal range right now. So if they did line up and kick a field goal, that would really just about do it. Right now, Concord could tie the football game. That's the best that they could do right now is tie it.
And go into overtime and anything can happen.
Well, once you get it even, then anything could. Of course, Kannapolis could solve all that right now. They kick a field goal or they get a first down right here, and they've taken care of themselves.
Well, what was a track meet in the first half? Some adjustments were made. The defenses came out, and they, since Kannapolis, they probably 24 yards for A.L. Brown in the 3rd quarter rushing. Concord 25. So there were some adjustments made.
There certainly were, and that shows up pretty graphically.
Passing yardage, Kannapolis 42 in the 3rd quarter. Concord nothing. It's 2nd and 7. Well, there's a flag.
Well, one thing is, and then this is premature, but if Concord, while we have a little break here, if Kannapolis does hold on and win this game, and Central has won theirs, and North Rowan's won theirs, there's going to be 3 teams meeting at Central Barris at 10 o'clock in the morning with a lot of interest in what's going to happen in the playoffs. The shame of it is, as a team that has played as well as Concord tonight, as good a team as Concord is, it could get knocked out of the playoffs, and that's a real shame.
The same would be true for North Rowan and Central
Right,
Barris.
well, that's exactly right.
8 and 2, you'll take it every year and take your chances, I guess.
Well, I'd sure rather be 8 and 2 and take my chances than to be like 0 and 8 and have no chances.
Tossed a lot Friday will be short of the first down at about the 25-yard line. Now it's third down coming up. And Concord will use their last timeout. 1:50 to go. Easy back onto the field.
And you wonder what time. This is going to really put him in a predicament if they do stop him here. If he gets the football back, he's not going to have any timeouts left. So he's either going to have to go to a passing game, something to stop the clock.
Well, he's got a pretty good quarterback back there, Robinson, that knows how to move them down the field in a hurry. The senior leader can run the football.
Really
Jared Mobile can get out of bounds.
He does, and the thing is that with youngsters, even seasoned youngsters, when you put under the pressure of being inside that 2 minutes, that puts a lot of pressure on you to have to make something happen.
Here we go. It's third down. The Wonders need the 19-yard line to keep the drive alive. Ball just shy, just inside the 25.
Would you throw it right here?
You catch everybody now, but about 10,000, 12,000 people would say, well, they'd be surprised, wouldn't they? Well, there's a fumble, and the battle is on. It's either going to be fourth down or it will be Concord football. The official is in the pile, too. He got in there in a hurry.
Well, we don't know what the play was going to be. We'll never know what the play was going to be, but I think Andy Smith pulled out from under the quarterback, from under the center, just a touch too early.
David Damon appears to be shaken up as well. I think that's Damon. Outstanding senior linebacker. It'll be fourth down, and now they're going to attend to Damon. He was in that melee for the football, so they will come on to check his progress here. With 1:45 to go in the ball game, we'll take a break and step away. We're back at Memorial Stadium. Damon being helped off the field, and we hope he's able to continue that. It will be a tremendous blow for the Spiders if they advance into the playoffs next week.
Well, they really would be, and I think that's the first time we've ever seen him go down now over the years that we've watched him play. And it looks like it is a knee right now. Well, I don't want to be premature. It could be an ankle, but it is a leg injury, it looks like.
Well, in about a minute and 45 seconds, if the Wonders prevail, there will be a sea of green on this field, a mass celebration.
It really will be, and so I hope you're not in a big hurry for me to get out and talk to Coach Harding, because I don't think that there's any need in that right now.
Well, they came to Kannapolis in 1989. They won. All they did was win the state championship that year. 1990, they won the SBC. Concord got their number last year. Now it's Kannapolis' number. Boy, it's come down to these two teams the last 4 years. Wouldn't have it any other way, I believe. Smith on fourth down gives it the line. He's around the corner, and boy, great containment that time.
I tell you, man, as the cornerbacks and on that side came up to make that tackle, they kept Concord chances in the game. As Kenny Robinson came up, I think you could say that Coach Smith had his 11 best folks out there, and it didn't matter who they were.
Concord's got 80 seconds, and they have to move 77 yards.
That's about a yard a second, isn't it?
Not possible. Yeah, that's being economical, isn't it? They get it in one play. Robinson rolls, looking to pass. Good protection this time. He pumps it upfield, coming back on the ball, and a great catch. And they're going to say yes, 34-yard line.
I think the folks were wanting to see if he had trapped the football, but I think he came back and made a good catch on that one, Randy.
Joe Ryan, the 5'8 junior. That'll stop the clock as they move the chains, gives Concord a chance to regroup. Now the clock will run. 1:04 left. Ball at the 34-yard line. Robinson rolls again. Pressure. He gets away somehow from one man and cuts it up the middle to about the 38-yard line.
And this is where there's no timeouts, and it's really going to be tough on them right here. They're just going to have to do something to kill the clock right here.
But Belcher had him and lost him, and Kenny with a great athletic play to get out of his grasp.
They can have to send in a sort of they're not in just a full prevent, but they're in a pretty soft defense right now.
They're rushing four guys. He just throws it out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 32 seconds to go. He had a receiver over there in the vicinity, Derek Chandler. No way way that one's going to be called.
No, I think Coach Whiteman caught that. He thought he was back in his heyday. I thought he was going to start off down the sideline right there.
Maybe some of the Wonder fans in the fourth row caught that one, too. Well, the electricity certainly has not left this stadium.
Well, it really hasn't, because there's 32 ticks of electricity left right now.
And I don't see the fat lady coming out yet.
No, she's not ready yet. They're getting Graham out there now in almost a split position. I think that we'll see him try to get the football out to him right here.
4 receivers. Play will stop. Clock stops. 29 seconds to go. Markers all over the field. Concord had 4 receivers. They had trips right, I think, on that. You get Graham in the open, get him out there 10 or 15 yards, you get any good receiver out there, and anything can happen.
Just trying to get him the football right now and let him run with it.
A receiver can catch it. He knows where he's going. The defender on a kind of a soggy field can misstep somewhere, lose his balance. Anything can happen.
Right. And I tell you, Kannapolis has just come back from halftime, whatever adjustments they made and whatever they did at halftime, they've just come back this second half and just put a great football game together.
You look at the 2 big fumbles there. Gave Kannapolis a short drive to punch it in, the go-ahead, and then the kickoff where they recovered it. So a couple of breaks, and that's what we were talking about, I guess, all week. The breaks will decide it, and I think that did tonight.
Well, I tell you, that kickoff miscue right there really, right now, is a big factor in the football game.
32 seconds. They put the time back on the clock because the penalty was a dead ball. Well, the play had not started.
Right.
Okay. It's 3rd down and 11. Concord down to 2 plays here. 32 seconds. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Robinson rolls, gets away from Belcher, looking upfield. Whoa! He had it out wide open in the center of the field. They had the first down. And they had pretty good field position, about the 46, 47-yard line, and Lee Black couldn't hold it in.
They really did, and that was a big play because that would have given them the first down. Right now, it's not a matter of scoring. They're going to have to get a first down to even keep this drive even going. Kannapolis came out the second half, drove the kickoff in. That was the first thing they did. They got themselves right back in the ball game, and then the miscue really has been the difference in the game.
Spiders need 11. Kannapolis 1 play away from the SPC championship. And I think that may have done it. Incompleted pass stops the clock with 21 seconds to go.
And that's the game right there. We just let the folks listen to the crowd right there, Randy.
Coming back on this side of the field in the post-game ceremony. Kannapolis just has to run 1 play. Yeah, I guarantee it won't be a pass play.
No, I got a feeling that it won't. If it is, I'll be the most surprised person along with about everybody else here.
I think it'll be Andy Smith on the left knee behind the center. Kannapolis has called a timeout. 27-19. Wonders on their way to the 92 SPC championship. We'll be right back. Talking about racehorse football in the first half. Nobody scored in about 19 minutes here in the second half.
It's been like 2 different football games somewhat.
We were getting at about at halftime, but it didn't come through. The adjustments were late.
It looks like whatever the coaches went in and did really paid off for them.
Andy Smith back a couple of steps, drops to 1 knee. Kannapolis will not have to run another play. And there you have it, folks. A.L. Brown Wonders at Kannapolis have reclaimed the bell and also the SPC championship for 1992. The number 2 ranked team in the state will go on to be the number 1 seed in the playoffs at home next week against St. Stephen's, the number 2 team out of the Big Six. And we'll have it for you here on TV 13. Look at the mob. You can't see the bell, folks.
I tell you, you can, but you can see Coach Smith and Coach Harding getting together in the middle there, and Coach Smith and Coach Harding always good sports.
Now, Bruce Harding will go to what I think 4-1 in the battle for the bell, or the battle between these two teams, and they will ring it loud and clear in Kannapolis tonight till the early morning hours. We'll be back to have some post-game comments for you after this. Well, there goes the bell. The Wonders win the bell, the #1 seed, the SBC championship. Got all hardware tonight. 27-19 the final score, and let's go field side right now.
Larry Mason along with winning coach Bruce Harding. Bruce, I know you've had a lot of great victories in your time, but I know this has got to go up there with one of the biggest.
Right now, it's the best. I mean, I don't know anything that could compare with it. I've been in it for 27 years. This bunch of kids just they get back down and come back, and they just don't know how to quit. And I just don't think I'm proud of them. The coaches are, and I think this whole community is, and that's what that celebration's all about.
Well, I get the feeling, and have gotten it over the time talking to you the last couple of weeks, that this bunch of kids has become something very special to you, that there's something maybe just a little bit different about them than some of the guys you've had.
They are special. They've got their own personality. It's probably not the time to get into that, because tonight's not the ending. Tonight's the beginning, and that's what we want for these guys, and we're going to continue to work hard, and we've got plenty of time as long as we keep our season going to get into our personality as a football team later.
Let me ask you a couple of technical questions. What did you go in and change at halftime to stop that running game of Concords?
Basically, we just kind of moved our tackles down and loosened our linebackers up, and all they were doing is just kind of hitting the gaps, and we just weren't closing down. It was our guys knew what they were doing wrong. They just made up their minds and made some little adjustments in the line, and 2 or 3 inches or a foot makes a big difference in football.
Did you change anything offensively?
No, sir. We just felt like what we were doing was off balance, and we gave them a lot of formations, and we pretty much knew when they were going to rotate their secondary by the formation, and what we tried to do is just utilize the field and keep them off balance and not allow their linebackers to get in the pass defense like they did last year.
Have you ever seen anybody play as hard as Jay Graham did in that first?
I tell you what, he's a heck of a ball player, and they've got a great ball club, you know, and I think this was just great. I mean, I'm just glad to be a part of it. That's 2 great football teams.
It really was. Listen, congratulations. We'll see you Wednesday. We'll be looking forward to covering you in the playoffs.
I'm going to bring my principal down there with me. He's new to this area, so if you don't mind, I'm going to introduce
Bring him down there and put him on the
Mr. John Mate, everybody.
That would be great. Put him on the air. We'll put a mic on him, and we'll see how well he can get through the old show there.
Thanks, Larry.
Okay, we're going to send it to a break, and Randy and I will come back and look at those final stats and talk a little bit about the playoffs.
The perch is empty, at least for another 7 days, but we'll be back here next week. Larry Mason has had his little jaunt, and he's pretty warmed up. Let's take a look at those final stats for you for Concord. 306 yards total yards offense. Take it any week of the season, wouldn't you?
Well, 13 first downs, 306 yards. You look at that in the paper and you say, well, we should have won that football game. Or look at those stats and say, that's probably the team that would win the football game.
Well, there's the one turnover there. That was one that hurt the Spiders' chances tonight.
Well, that was a big one, and well, really they had that fumble, and then I guess they called that muff kick down there turnover also.
For the A.L. Brown Wonders, 265 total yards, the 94 yards passing, just perfect blend. It was at the right time, and it really got Kannapolis going, especially in that first drive of the second half.
Well, it really did, and I think that they have come out in this second half of the season and the times we've seen them play, and they've been able to kind of pass the ball. They've been more of a selective passing team, I think, this year.
Look at Andy's stats, 8 of 9. And, of course, no turnovers, so the Wonders didn't beat themselves. Jay Graham unofficially had 219 yards. Keenan Lott, 113 yards. A lot of kids put it out on the field tonight and gave it all. We'll see you Wednesday night for Headliners. For the Lair Bear here, I'm Randy Lilly on behalf of everybody here at TV 13, reminding you the final score, 27-19. A.L. Brown, the 1992 SPC champions.